What's up, everybody? We are on the road to Halloween 2025. As of today, I don't know how soon this will get up on the channel, but as of today, we are only 10 days out. How crazy is that? And today, we're going to be exploring the new Halloween H20 Michael Myers figure from NECA. As usual, take care of business before we start the show. You guys who have been longtime viewers know that I have an eBay store. So I'd like to begin the episodes with the announcement that I'm selling a good amount of collectibles on eBay. The link is in the video description, and you can catch it on the screen right now as well. I sell a lot of Michael Myers, Friday the 13th, Leatherface. The list just goes on and on. Too much for me to want to stand here and list off, but feel free to check it out. Lots of cool stuff, lots of wrestling as well. And secondly, I do have an Instagram page, which is My Halloween Life. You can give me a follow at the link in the video description, and the link for that is also on the screen. I feel like I don't showcase some of the stuff over here in the background enough. A lot of the stuff gets just hidden in the background behind me. Specifically this. I'm a sucker for the vintage Halloween stuff. And that's about as vintage as it gets. A fiber optic Halloween jack-o'-lantern. I got that for like $8 at Goodwill. That's why I'm not a Goodwill like clothes shopper, but I do go to Goodwill during Halloween because you find all this kind of cool stuff. So let's begin with the box. You see, this is not the H20 poster art. This is an alternative artwork. And I don't know where the image comes from because it doesn't even resemble the mask on the poster. Show you what it kind of reminds me of to a certain degree is this same tone and everything. See what I mean? Same color tint as on the box. It's from this DVD from years back. The Echo Bridge H20. So maybe that was the inspiration behind this. Who knows? But this is the artwork that they chose to go with. Kind of a strange choice of art. H20 logo on the top. One around the back. Various poses and weapons on the box. And various masks. H20 had no shortage of Michael Myers masks. The credits on the bottom. I paid $37.99 for this at Walmart. Unfortunately, I had to pick up two because my son is becoming the youngest Michael Myers collector that I know. He's got me beat. Window packaging for which I will lay the figure down, otherwise you're just going to see me in the reflection. This is the artwork that you get on the inside. And you see what I mean about the reflection. There's really, okay, let's do this then. We'll zoom on a little bit and do it this way. We're going to go ahead and pull this out and take a better look, reflection free. Actually, before we get to the figure, let's check out the insert. I'm curious. Because they've been just putting random inserts on these that have like nothing to do with the movie. They did it for Halloween 6. Okay, so this one, actually, this does make sense. This looks like the door that John and Molly are hiding in. And then Laurie Strode, Carrie Tate, Jamie Lee Curtis, whatever you want to call her. The door she opens and traps Michael Myers, and then she bashes him in the head with a fire extinguisher. So that resembles that. It's a good job on the insert. Much better than Halloween 6 was. I don't remember what it was, but I remember it was not really associated with anything in the film at all. Here are the various masks that come with this. We'll be comparing these to some of the action sequences. And we'll be taking some of these out as well, checking them out. Just a plain pumpkin, I guess the one that's from the beginning of the film, or the one that Laurie is carving. We'll see if we could add that up as well. the axe, which is used against him towards the end of the film. So I'm actually out here where I keep my collectibles, pulling this Halloween 6 currently. Curiosity got the better of me. I'm curious to see how much of this got recycled on this figure. So the first thing we're going to do is check out head sculpt number 1. Not bad for a $40 figure. This is the mask that is used in the majority of the film. Nice job with the molding on the mask. Nice job with the molding of the hair. Here is the second head sculpt that is included. And hardcore fans will recognize this mask from the trailer and a bunch of alternate scenes from the film. You recognize that mask as the third mask right there with the long neck. That would be this one. It's even featured somewhat in the FX TV version. Not a bad job on this sculpt either. This mask is barely seen in the theatrical version of H20. Not quite sure which mask I'm going to use as my display piece. This will be the third and final head included. And initially, many thought that it was the CGI mask when this was announced. To me, this resembles the mask from the end of the film when he goes through the window of the van and when Laurie or Carrie chops his head off. You'll see what I mean in a second here when I pop this off. Let's see here. When I pulled this out of the package, the first thing I thought of was the head laying on the ground. Because to me, that's what it really looks like. If you really want to get fancy, pop off this Halloween 6, put it on this figure, and you'll have a Michael that disposes of Marion Whittington in the beginning of the film. So here's our 3 head options, all next to each other. Now this is either the when she knees him in the nuts in the pantry, or when she says Michael and he's trapped against the van. So I don't think I'll be using that head. Not crazy about how his eyes are clearly visible in the film. I think I'm going to go with the middle head for my display. Only because it's more commonly used in the film versus the amount of screen time that the mask on the very end has. So they've gone and done something a little bit different this time. They actually zip tied this, those 2 holes there. They zip tied this to the plastic. Normally they just tape it on there. It was zip tied through there. But here's our accessories without the plastic over them so we can see them a little bit better. The ice skate, which he kills Jimmy with. 2 different butcher knives for him to hold, which if you use these hands, he's not going to hold anything. So we're going to have to switch the hand out if we want him to hold a knife. Again, the axe in which he gets used against him. And this pumpkin in here just a plain pumpkin. There's a little hole in the thing. I wonder if this is, I bet you could put a knife in there. So there we go, recreating the opening credits. Put one of the butcher knives into the pumpkin. Interesting choice of accessory. I might have just gone with an additional head instead of this pumpkin with a knife. So I got these guys standing next to each other. You could clearly see that at least To me, it looks like there is nothing that has been recycled on this figure. Maybe the boots, but that would probably be it. The jumpsuit is an entirely new mold, including the arms and the legs. The only thing I really see that might be the same is this left hand. Appears to be the same. Most likely the knife as well. Otherwise, a brand new figure. Which it should be anyhow, because George P. Wilbur and Chris Durand were not the same in their stature. I might be switching this mask. I'm not really crazy about the way this is looking. Alright, so I reverted mine back to this head. Anyhow, this was the H20 Ultimate Edition figure, now available at, I would imagine, places besides Walmart. Thought it was going to be primarily released at Target, because Target has been the ones that have been heavy on the NECA, but found this at Walmart in the electronics section where they have the little collectible section. Again, $37.99 was a price point. If you guys want to follow me on Instagram, the link is in the video description as well as on the screen. Don't forget to check out my eBay store if you're into the collectible scene, such as I. But until the next time I see you guys on the channel, let's say so long, everybody.